Jesus. Good morning. My name is Richard Gillis, and I have the pleasure of introducing a friend of mine. I first met him in Latin 1 on the first day of school, freshman year. Honestly, I was scared of him. Saying the wrong thing in front of the headmaster's son could only lead to me getting in more trouble, right? In order to make sure I didn't get in trouble, I sat in the far side of the room, which consisted of only 4 students. As the year progressed, we became closer friends as we practiced soccer together over the spring and summer. Now, a year later, I couldn't ask for a more attentive, kind-hearted, and sincere friend to share the field and the links. As a bonus, he always finds a way to make me laugh. Please welcome Matt Fortunato.
Many of you might know me as a soccer player, track runner, or even a thirds basketball superstar, or the headmaster's son. But I don't think many people know about some of the personal struggles I've gone through this year. So I want to introduce myself in a different way. Since the middle of 9th grade, I've battled anxiety and depression, and it's a hard fight to win. I mean, you're starting from a precarious position with a really long road ahead of you. Imagine, for example, you are the 9th man off the bench for the Detroit Pistons, the worst team in basketball. Your next 4 games are against the Celtics twice and the Timberwolves twice. Your 3 best players are hurt, and 1 has been suspended for old, questionable tweets that have come to light. Every game is on the road. To top that all off, you have lost 5 straight. That is that stuck in the mud, in the thick of a losing streak feeling that, in all seriousness, anxiety and depression can give you. During the summer, I was stuck in the thick of that feeling. I went weeks struggling to eat any food and sometimes couldn't even get out of bed. I battled every day with my health, relationships, and overall well-being heading into the fall of this school year. Any small uncertainty led to panic, and even working as a camp counselor, a job I had previously enjoyed, felt insurmountable. Seeing friends felt scary in a way it never had before. Making and keeping connections felt harder and more time-consuming than ever. Finally, my problems intensified and came to a head this fall. From the outside, I may have looked fine, and that's one of the most difficult things about this experience, that I was battling with myself, even though I could always force out a fake smile. People couldn't see the fight going on inside of me. This school year, I had moved up to 2 honors classes and achieved my goal of making the varsity soccer team. I loved the team, had great friends, an awesome sister, and some great parents. Shout out, Chris. But really, I felt like really down, lonely, and empty. Lying in bed at night, trying to force myself to sleep, my thoughts ran at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Does he hate me? Am I smart enough? What am I doing wrong? All of this led to me having a breakdown, even thinking it was all too much. I ended up in the emergency room to receive help, and it felt like everything was terrible. But this hard time allowed me to find the people who I will always be grateful for. Mental health is not a battle you can face alone. After I was out of the hospital, letters arrived the next day. Letters from Adeline, from Dakota, and from Lindsay. They all told me that they were there for me. I saw these and was overcome with emotion and gratitude. Sitting in my room, smiling through tears, staring at these words that changed my life. Suddenly, I felt so lucky to have amazing friends like these. Their small act of checking in on me and showing they cared meant the world to me when I was scared and alone. And for that, I will always be thankful. One of the most important things to me in my life is spending time with my friends. Sometimes this is online and not in person. The simple act of playing video games with friends like Rich, Colby, Cooper, and Liam allowed me to forget about my troubles, but also open up to them if I needed support. Everyone should have a friend they can call a brother, and I wouldn't hesitate to call any of them mine. There's so many people I didn't name who helped me too, so thank you. While I still had my problems, I no longer felt alone. When I was lost, I thought of these guys who I knew were there. Mental health is a scary, scary thing to think about, especially when you're just beginning your fight against anxiety and depression. At first, I was terrified to face it. It can be lonely when you're down. It takes so much energy just to interact and reach out. After every phone call, I felt like I needed a nap or a reset to my day. No one will tell you that therapy is the most fun thing in the world, but really, it does help. It pushes you to find those people who help you and shows you how strong you are, even if you don't see it or know it yet. I feel like outside of therapy, sometimes people don't know all the forms therapy can take. Just like anxiety and depression, therapy can be different for each person. Yes, sometimes it can be lying on the couch and pouring your heart out. Or for me, sometimes I can talk with my therapist about the Celtics ball movement and over-reliance on threes. Mental health challenges are not a battle you win in a day or a month, or sometimes even years. It takes time to love yourself and come out of the place you're in. I know I'm still working through it, even now. Another one of the things that made me feel most supported was the amount of care the leaders around me took. Mr. Wortman was very helpful in adjusting my class schedule. Mrs. Coleman allowed me a safe space to feel comfortable in school. My soccer coach, Ian, was very accommodating and routinely reached out to see how I was doing. Jack Regan. Jack is one of the best people I know, and I want to take a moment to talk about him. Through this whole time in my life, he was there for me, and honestly, it meant the world to me. Anytime I needed something, I could call him, and he was always there. I remember one night, Jack was out with his friends. When I told him I needed to call him, he excused himself and let me cry on the phone with him in my lowest moment. The day after I got out of the hospital in October was a cold and rainy day. My team had practice, which I wasn't able to attend. I was stuck at home and bummed out, staring out my window, petting my dog, knowing that I should be out there. I will never forget when Jack walked over to my house, soaking wet after practice, with an hour commute ahead of him, just to check on me. I opened the door in my Celtics pajamas and Patriots pants, and he gave me the most meaningful hug I had had in a long time. I saw the relief on his face, and I'm sure it showed on mine. We talked about soccer for a few minutes, and it felt normal and warm. And Jack, of course, did all of this in addition to being my very helpful math tutor. I can't thank him enough for his support. Jack is an example of someone who is an under-the-radar hero. He is the kind of person who knows that checking in on a friend could mean the world to them. I hadn't known Jack until that summer, and seeing his immediate care for me felt both amazing and reassuring. Another one of the leaders in my life was one of my soccer captains, Brady Erickson. I told Brady what was going on with me while I was in the emergency room, and frankly, I was so nervous to do so. I didn't want to seem weak in front of the leaders of my team, and it meant a lot. A guy like Brady, another guy I hadn't known before the fall, cared and wanted the best for me. He reached out frequently and helped me get through our somewhat challenging season, especially record-wise. While I still have my problems, I want to thank all of these wonderful people in my life for helping me through this time. In difficult times, it's important for all of us to remember that people are there and care about us, even if you don't know it yet. Little acts of kindness go so far. Everyone can be a person who can pick someone up. There's a great children's book that has always stuck with me. It's called Have You Filled a Bucket Today? The basic premise is that kind acts can fill a person's bucket with joy and happiness, while mean criticisms and harsh words empty out someone's bucket. It may sound silly, but I think of that book a lot when I think about how people treat each other. Be that person who fills someone's bucket and find and keep the people who fill yours. Mental health issues are scary and they're hard to confront. Men's mental health issues are often too ignored or depicted as weak and unmanly, and they're not. Jack and Brady made it feel okay for me to have these issues and made me feel stronger. More men in leadership roles behaving like this will help to destigmatize the myth of men being weak if they have mental health challenges. If you see someone struggling, reach out, because doing so could help to save them. I hope everyone can find people like the ones who supported me and can always feel safe to reach out and help themselves. Be that person that people feel comfortable calling anytime for help. I decided to share this extremely personal story with all of you because I wanted to reach someone. I don't care if a lot of people tune me out, but as long as one student feels like they can hear my story and face their mental health challenges, then my journey was all worth it. What I really want you to walk away with is that it is okay to have your struggles and to acknowledge them. I don't want people leaving here feeling sorry for me. I want them feeling hope. Hopeful for themselves and in their ability to support others. See the individuals in my life who saved me and know that you can act similarly. You can make such a difference. At Thayer, we talk a lot about community and about respecting each other. And I urge all of you to follow in the footsteps of the great people who helped me. Be that person for the people around you. We aren't perfect, but I'm willing to share my story with all of you because of the good people in the community that have made it okay to be me. Thank you.
Matt, thank you. Thank you for your courage to get up here on stage, share your story, and advocate for mental health, and specifically the need to end the stigma around men's mental health. To all of you, if you are looking for support, please do reach out to a trusted person in your life, including the adults here on campus, a teacher, your advisor, your coach. We have 3 counselors here at the middle school. I'm sorry, at the upper school. I just came from there. Miss Akut, Miss Feliciano, and myself. We're all here for you. If you need or want to talk, you can wander over to the Health and Wellness Center or send us an email to set up a time to talk. Again, Matt, thank you for this incredibly important and brave message. I encourage all of us to do what you suggested, to be that person for the people around us. Let's give him another round of applause. And with that, you are all dismissed.